Bow. Baby K did cry. It was very sad. Yeah. She was all tiny and she was like, I promised not to cry, and I was like, oh my heart. And then she did cry, but we all agreed to pretend she didn't. So technically yes, but in game no. They're not going to admit it. It was very sad. It was very much sad face. September 10th, 6:15 p.m. District Courtroom number 3. Look at her. Look at that. Look at the person who definitely committed a murder. There's Kay! Yay! Little Kay. Kay, what are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for has already... Kay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation. Okay, you got it. Oh, wait, my friend's outside. Hi, my friend. My friend was riding a bike. I had to wave. Friend. Sorry, I'm easily distracted, but my friend was riding a bike outside, and I have a giant window in my room that points to the front of the house. So I had to stop and wave. Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for? So Bad was looking for the recording. The recording of Mackerel committing murder, which, as I said, was used to fake a gunshot noise. If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do. Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought. Humph. Look at us. The prosecution siblings. I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I've also been waiting. Oh, so also, I looked it up because, you know, I'm always like, I don't get the timeline, so I bit the bullet and I looked it up. This happens before the case that is Edgeworth's technically his first prosecutor's case, which also ended up going terribly. This man had so many first cases, and they all went so badly. I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you think? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery. And why, even Mr. Bad is here. A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just a bystander. I have a duty to see this case through to the end, no matter how it turns out. Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. Oh, I don't want to hear your lies, you. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must be without a doubt Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have? Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion, and this case. She's lying. Why you always lying? Sorry, but I beg to differ. Dog! Well, dog broke in. Who wants to see a dog? Yeah. Yes. Scooby. Scooby! Scooby! You're not even gonna look at the camera. You're just gonna look away from the camera, aren't you? Okay. I'm gonna get the dog out of my room, though. No, Scooby, go. Ah, I dropped stuff. Move it. She's not camera shy. She's just an old lady who... She's stubborn. She's a stubborn old lady. She's not camera shy, just a stubborn old lady. I love her, but it's the truth. In a trial, there is always time for a rebuttal. That's false. In fact, you only get 2 rebuttals in a case. Else you would have a rebuttal, then a re-rebuttal, then a re-rebuttal, and that would be too many. Too many buttles. Yeah, this is a call out for my dog. She's an angry old lady who is mean to me when I don't want to give her food at 4 a.m. because it's 4 a.m. and I want to sleep. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think? How absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. The killer is you! Everyone, Sans Undertale? The suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Thanks, I'm glad you enjoyed my stupid joke. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirmed that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2, which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Phew. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth. But of course, there is no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. She's like, ha, little did they know, I'm a magician. Got this ace. Gonna ask him what's his card, and he'll never see it coming. So, let's see. So obviously I'm trying to press right now. Hey Nizar Play, how you doing? The suspect, but I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven. Are you joking, Edgeworth? I assure you, this is no joke. Oh, that's good to hear. Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter, eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? More like the fake gunshot. And the problem is... Thanks. I try to get a little humorous with my stream titles. Like one of the things I'm trying to work on. And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snacking. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding. I know you have the Queen of Hearts up in those sleeves, Costello. I once did a trial with Trucy Wright. No magicians can get the jump on me. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know. Isn't that right, Mr. Bad? I, don't know if I can convey her voice right, but I imagine her going from, very boisterous, laughing to just, deadpan. Like a switch, almost. Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden. I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. So, here's the thing. This weekend, I am trying to finish this game. I figured out how to emulate 3DS games. So, after this, after Investigations 2, we're doing the 3DS Ace Attorney games. I am super excited too. Me. You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? You're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. Yeah, you probably don't, because that's why you messed up. Humph. I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. Besides which, my first order of business is to press more information out of her. There's no need— wait. Yeah, I've seen that. So which statement did I not press on correctly? I think I skipped this one on accident. Are you absolutely positive there are no possible routes of escape? Of course I'm sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there were an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Oh wait, that's Becky's voice from the other game. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. Before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But there were witnesses. For you, there is your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. That's the only thing Manfred von Karma's ever given me. He gave me one alibi, I want you all to know, and nothing else. That man is trash. As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard, or a bailiff, or anyone else. Wait, so basically the only reason Franziska bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Don't inquire into my alibi for them. Don't worry about it, says Yu. Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? I'm about to ruin this lady's whole career. I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when that gunshot you heard went off? What then? Oh, you see, she's startled because she knows we're catching on. That gunshot was a trap. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. Yeah, let me just pop out my video cassette tape. My VHS. After this, I'm gonna watch some Toy Story on VHS. That tape. Oh, see, look, she's very frantically doing her makeup, which I know I always do when I'm stressed and about to have a breakdown animation. Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. Get wrecked. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video. You be clowning around. Dun, dun, dun. Her makeup isn't the only thing that's gonna make her look like a clown. After we get through our logic testimony. But I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. This is like Danganronpa case basics. Never trust the supposed time of death. You just can't believe it. That's the only thing I can think of too. After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. I guess you could say video really killed the radio star here. If I'm gonna pretend this guy was a radio star. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. The sounds from a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karma. Already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Uh, of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. But of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until a little while ago. They gotta keep up appearances. It's because they're oh so perfect. I hate what Von Karma did to these two. That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And you little sadist son of a gun, and that's it. End of story. She's getting nervous. We got him, boys. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear a gunshot from a separate room? The window was open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. I guess this is what they mean when they talk about window pane. Dun, dun. See, I'm like scraping the bottom of the barrel for puns. I guess for everyone this is a real punishment. Now we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also opened. Objection. It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the same time. Yeah, coincidence. I think not. It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window opened in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. I see those dots. I'm sorry. My bad puns are the only thing I have. It's a fundamental part of my personality. Where is you? 'Cause she dropped the, perfume that got the, windows open. Miss Callisto Yu, I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What? You indict me? Oh, look. There we go. Start of her clown makeup. Getting all dolled up to battle me in court. Are you serious, Miles? You did call it. Why do you think she is the killer? How can you not understand her motive? Okay, she has like the most obvious motive out of everyone. Like Gumshoe didn't have a motive. You has had the biggest motive forever. I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course I'm serious. Because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now? Ha 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 ha. Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance. Quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? So I'm drinking coffee while listening to this music. I'm gonna have so much energy. You argue that the window was opened. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours. I mean, That's like a big part of this game. I just go around accusing people of murder. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. You know what? Screw Von Karma. I don't want to use his perfection to get through this. I'm going to use my own mistake, horrible approach. It's much better in every way. Also, I just got an email, didn't I? Yeah. You argue that the window was opened. I mean, I do. Oh no, the window in lobby number 2, maybe. Right? Do I have anything about the window? Question that I have no answer to yet. Might go around and hit a few of these. Furthermore, do you have any proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked. There's only 2 points. I'm gonna press them. Evidence? All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed, and we'd know straight away. Humph. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means she wiped the prints. Even if we were able to lift the prints, they'd only show that it was someone else, but why that someone else was forced to open the window? Humph. That's simple logic. Okay, so this is when we present the perfume. Okay, I couldn't tell which window they were talking about. What's wrong? That scrunched eyebrows, lines on your forehead, they're all back. More importantly, are you going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis? Yes, I'll be fine. Oh, well in that case, I'll continue with my testimony, alright? Alright, so we present the perfume. And we show that's why it was forced to open the window. I'm sure you've seen this before. Haven't you, Miss Yu? Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I recommend for boys, you know. You've been diagnosed with boy. Oh, the dog's back. People want to see the dog again? Because I'm going to show the dog again. Dog. Dog. Scooby. I know you want pets. Oh, other dog's here too. Look, there's the other dog. And I accidentally got partly in the frame. That was awful. Okay. Yep, I guess they're here. Nope. Yep. Ah! Wait, okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna show my face for a second because I want you guys to see what the dog has done. Look at him. He just got up on my lap. He's so needy. Okay, you need to go though. No. Oh. Yeah, I've become the human chair. What? This isn't mine. That's right. It's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Gotta close my door. All the noise is everywhere. So, puppy that was on my lap, that's Fen. He thinks he's a lap dog, but he's not. He's too big for that. Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much for sure. That this bottle of perfume was given to you. Was given to Detective Bad by you. Because it gets really strong, really fast. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to the Detective Bad. Thanks for your input, Detective Bad. Really appreciate those dots. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window. Come now, I've already told you that it's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window. The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you can control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean, Miss Yu, you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? See, I called it. She's been so sus for so long. I'm getting so many emails. I'm so sorry. Let me just close that. All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Miss Yu. Grr. Ha, ha, ha. You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Ha 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 ha. Look, I've had a lot of fun today. Really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony, and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a little over the top. But I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, but no matter what sort of tricks she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Alright, so I think we're gonna show the key on the part where she said she doesn't even know where it came from. Since none of these are direct statements that are against me. Like, this isn't something I can deflect. That's an abstract statement. So I'm gonna... Also, I forgot to mention, so we found out that this key turns into a knife. Nope, apparently that doesn't count. Ugh. Okay, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I gotta press something. Are you gonna leave, dog? I think one of the dogs is going to leave. I can't keep my door closed because my dogs learned how to open... One of the dogs learned how to open a door. It's the old lady dog, and I've never known peace since. Okay. I don't think I can press on that. I don't think that would have... I don't think that will give me anything good. I think I'm gonna press here. Then she might spill some info about, like, the key, or like a hint at something that I can be like, hey, why do you know that? At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, see? I'm trying to bait her into revealing something she shouldn't know. Huh? But I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. So that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarazu sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, this can, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Okay, so that's what we're gonna show, is that it can. Phew, did you really think you could trap me? Come now, be honest. Huh. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. And this is when we're gonna prop this bad boy out. Disc, disc, disc. Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarazu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it, in fact, has the secret ability to transform into a knife. I guess you could say this evidence was our key testimony, which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarazu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarazu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Yeah. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence. Uh-oh. She's still doing her makeup. She seems... I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. We're not gonna give her a knife, right? Like, that would be stupid, right? We're not gonna give a murder suspect a knife, right? You would, even now, still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence. Now can we see? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Ah, are you mocking my papa? Francisca, I know you're not aware of this, but your papa, he deserves the mockery. He is a fool of an old man. Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. He does deserve to be mocked. He deserves all the mockery. All the mockery I'm giving to Von Karma. It's the karma he has earned. Now take a good look. Great, we're giving the murder suspect a knife. I'm glad she baited us into doing that by insulting a stupid old man who I hate. This piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? And now, what do you got there? A knife! No! Are you satisfied now? Glad we gave you a murder weapon? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarazu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick. What? Do you need help getting out this time? Ah, dog needs to leave room. They break in for like 5 seconds, just long enough to be a disruption. Furthermore, the something that the Yatagarazu sent to the police, how did you have knowledge as to what it was? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at the time. Mr. Faraday didn't know about that, so that's a lie. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What you are saying is simply not possible. Oh? And why not? Oh, she's getting nervous. Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information, even within the police force? And is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. I don't like that she's still laughing. Looks like I have a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? I mean, obviously her laughter is never genuine. She's kind of sadistic. She probably just realized the flaw in her logic, and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. Unless she's like covering. No, I don't, I suppose you're right. No, there's something more to this. There's something I'm missing. I mean, there's still our mystery player in this whole thing. No matter what, we still have this guy who's somehow involved. I just don't know how yet. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Okay, I think she knows we're gonna accuse her of being the Yatagarazu, and she's like, yeah, that's hilarious. That's not true. Do you know now? Oh, do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it. The moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarazu's key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Because there's no way she was the Yatagarazu and then Kay followed in her footsteps. Like, if she is the murderer. I don't think the Yatagarazu and the person who murdered her dad are the same person, unless, like, Kay just didn't know the Yatagarazu murdered her dad. I'm not sure if I agree with this, but I know it's the logical deduction. There's only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. and that is... And that is the person who sent the Yatagarazu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarazu herself. Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarazu? Miss Yu? You used Miss Terrell to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? I wonder if this is what leads to another part of, like, Edgeworth's hatred of defense attorneys later on. Kind of his, like, cynical view on them. Yeah, I don't agree with this conclusion. Something about it feels off. Oh my god, she lost her teeth. No, she's laughing too much. I'm not sure. Oh, maybe she is. I just... Something about this all feels off. I don't know. What about it? Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You. Yeah, that's you. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto Yu. Callisto Yu. Huh. That's not my real name. What? Okay. I'm so confused. Like, I knew it was her the whole time, but I'm confused on what's going on here. Like, something about this just makes me hesitant. Like, I don't feel like I've gotten a victory yet. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarazu. Huh. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. You really acquitted him from life, I guess. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarazu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them, and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things: money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer, because I don't see why Kay would take after her. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say you despised criminals? But do I really? Have you forgotten about the KG incident too? Maybe. Like that, something about this just doesn't feel right. What sort of woman would? So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence you sent? Haha. Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was gonna do. just something about this doesn't feel right. Like, I don't know. I just can't accept it as is. Like, I'm gonna watch it to the end, but just something feels off about all this. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarazu by using this Yatagarazu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had to talk with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarazu's key. Just like that. He never noticed that I changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And then you shivved him. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life. How could you kill him? I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there's no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness, and about that led the killer to think about setting them up as though they killed each other. Then the trick with the surveillance tape. Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use the gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for his hard work with a bullet. He really went out with a bang. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you betray a client? Client. If you want a client to talk about who was a If you want to talk about who was a client of whose first, it was me. I was a client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, Dead Man. You ordered a hit job? You still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. There's no way she's... something about this just doesn't feel like it's all connecting right. Like, none of it's building up correctly. I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination? It can't be. You're... That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring. None of this is... What? How are you allowed to have that many twists? She's like walking in, she's like, I'm the murderer. I'm the Yatagarazu. I'm a smuggling ring member. And next she's gonna be like, I'm actually my sister. She never died. I'm Cece. And I'm just gonna be like, what? Yeah, how many crimes has she committed? Apparently murder. Murder again. Tampering with evidence. Theft. Conspiracy to commit murder, I think is what you consider assassination. Something around those lines. And perjury. Probably perjury. Also probably a crime related to corruption of defense attorneying. I'm not sure what that would be considered. What? Oh, and smuggling. Smuggling. How could this? You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you? Maybe. Maybe not. I guess you'll never know. The Yatagarazu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. That's right, little girl. Like, okay. There. Right there. The Yatagarazu is just another killer. That is a weird line. That is such a weird line. It's like she's trying to taint the tarnation. What in tarnation? It's like she's trying to tarnish the reputation of the Yatagarazu, which makes me doubt it's her. Be quiet, you. Yeah, I don't, like, I think she committed the murder. But I don't know if she's the Yatagarazu. Yatagarazu. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. I mean, I know a thief who escaped the law, and he's an absolute delight. It's Ron Delight, and he's wonderful. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. And then she's just gonna be like, yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarazu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is? No? Well, let me tell ya. It means that the Yatagarazu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh my god, she has a gun. Dude, I'm gonna swear because I'm so, like, blown away, but... no, I'm not gonna swear, but, like, what the hell? Honestly. What? I'm sorry, I just... I can't respond right now. Like, what the... what? So she has a gun. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarazu's key right to me without a second thought. See? I knew giving her the knife was a bad idea. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it. Yeah. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice. See, I knew it. I knew we shouldn't have given her the key. I knew she baited us into giving her that key. Because that was such a pointed statement of being like, I heard bad things about Manfred von Karma. Didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence. You do. Get down. Eek. Nah. My body. I can't move. Oh, it's PTSD for Edgeworth. Hey, mister! To your right! No, Kay! You! Oh, she running! No! Don't let her run! Kay, no, why are you going after her? She has a gun! Are you alright, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? She went after a lady with a knife! No, a knife and a gun! Oh my god! Oh god! Oh god, bad. Oh no, this is bad. I think he got shot. That's a gunshot. Oh god. That escalation. Okay, no, he's alive. Sorry, but it looks like she got away. Called the precinct. They should have a parameter set up soon. Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot. I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket. He may say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. But more importantly, boy, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt? I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay. She made sure I'm okay. I'm so, I just, none of this is sitting right with me. Speaking of Kay, where is she? I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir. I'm sorry I doubted you. Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all. I heard about what happened. From Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you are protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't you ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops. Pops. Pops, watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do. Be careful, Detective Bad. And take care. Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday. Maybe the next chapter. Wow. Okay, so I know I'm like narrating, but I'm still trying to process all this. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best. You really did find out the truth behind everything. Yeah, like I said, I feel like you isn't the real Yatagarazu. Because that wouldn't make sense. Why would Kay want to follow in her footsteps? Why would the Yatagarazu be a part of a smuggling ring? It feels more like she's trying to tarnish the reputation of the Yatagarazu rather than try to be a good thief. And sorry, I'm stretching. Why would she steal the key that she had sent to the police station? That doesn't make sense either. There's just so many pieces here that while I made the original puzzle idea, I originally guessed she was the killer. Some of it just hasn't added up. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe. It was no problem, really. I lied too, so I didn't help anything. It's not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah. I can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired. You should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. Is it a Swiss roll? She did. Ooh, what is it? Oh, is it a Swiss roll? I feel like it should be a Swiss roll, but like... What did she leave for me? Thomas notebook. That's not mine. Give. Yeah, I'm gonna... Maybe it's the Swiss roll. It's a courthouse special Swiss roll. Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you after all. Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. He's so happy, it's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. Whoop! That was good, pal. Can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I've gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait. Where is she? He only noticed just now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help find her. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Best bro. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. Honestly, no. Gumshoe... Yeah, Gumshoe is a true pal. He is... He sticks by Edgeworth's side through thick and thin. Like, that is one of the best things about Gumshoe, is like, if you're his friend, he will believe you no matter what. He's on your side when you're accused of murder, when you almost definitely are going to get accused of murder, because everyone's accused of murder. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir. And don't you worry, I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll, be counting on you. Scent of trouble is definitely in the air. The next case is awful for them. With us, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. And then my next outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. Rude. As for that little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now... I like to imagine he's just been standing there for like hours and they're like, she's like, yeah, I got this handkerchief. And he's standing there and he's like, flashback time. And they're like, hey, Edgeworth, are you okay? He's like, just staring off into the distance. And they're like, This is probably gonna take a while. So, do you remember now? Yes, I remember everything. Hey, it's been a while. Yay! You sure grew up a lot. Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me. So what's interesting is her shirt is the same pattern as the bandana her dad had. I just noticed that. You know, I was really worried about you after that. Where have you been all this time? Dummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. You know, that whole thing also makes the giant key she has in her hair like super ominous. Like I'm gonna be the first to say it. But the giant key you have in your hair is now super ominous, Kay. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much. Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm glad you're alright. Wait, literally. Yeah, it's a keyblade. Now she just needs like a million zippers and she can join Kingdom Heart. So, does it all make sense now? No. In fact, so little of it. And huge shoes, you're absolutely right. But no, Kay, none of it makes sense. Okay, well, like 25% of it doesn't make sense. You betcha it does. Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and... Hold it. Yeah, see... Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Huh? First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? Kay putting away her, like, plans to steal from Edgeworth. Oh, no reason. I'm not gonna take some case files from you, done by Von Karma, if that's what you're thinking. What? No, I would never do something like that. Like, folding up her lock-picking set and getting ready her calling card. And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarazu? The Yatagarazu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father. No, you're wrong. See, I knew it wouldn't make sense. The real Yatagarazu? What's my father? Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarazu? Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. See, because it felt so much like you wasn't trying to be the Yatagarazu, but instead was trying to tarnish the Yatagarazu's name. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarazu. That was written in his diary. That's how I know for sure. But that's impossible. Maybe Edward's not even, like, upset that, like, this whole thing's been a lie. He's probably, like, more upset that his logic was wrong. He's like, no, my case wasn't as perfect as I thought. What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Alright then, how do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing? Yup. That's Little Thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarazu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father. Whoa. Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was a really great thief, huh? Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and the Yatagarazu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarazu has been spotted again recently. Someone other than you? Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. So, is this gonna be you doing some weird stuff? Yeah. Gotta drink some water. The Yatagarazu sent the embassy a calling card? I thought he doesn't do calling cards. Yeah. Meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto you lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarazu would never send something like a gaudy card out. But the Yatagarazu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. So you robbed Edgeworth. No, I don't think so. I think it was Kay who robbed him. Since my assumption is that Manfred von Karma probably worked with the Amano case. Probably worked on the Amano case. I assume he most likely... Yeah, I think he worked on the Amano case, since Manfred von Karma is family friends with them. Now, the Amano case is directly tied in with the smuggling ring. And being directly tied in with the smuggling ring places it tied in with that embassy, because a lot of smugglers and stuff are dealing with that. Sorry, I'm yawning. So I think Kay stole the info because she needs to prove that there was some incorrect evidence or something in the Amano case to prove the connections to the smuggling stuff. I think. I could be wrong. Maybe it was Callisto, but I don't know. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up. I mean, I'm very tired. My brain... You don't have a small brain. That's not true. You got big boy galaxy brain. Believe in yourself. My brain, though, very fried, very tired. 5 hours of sleep. I can't do theories. I got all wound up, and I knew I just couldn't let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could attain the truth behind the Yatagarazu. I'll never get rest again. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth, but thank you for the concern. I'm just being, what's the word? Argumentative? Contrarian, I believe? So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards? Yes, because the real Yatagarazu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real, noble Yatagarazu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. F's in the chat for Mr. Faraday. Press F to pay respects. Hey, you're so honorable. Yeah, I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. Edgeworth, did Von Karma read you like Robin Hood, but like from the perspective of the sheriff of Nottingham? Like, hate this thief. Gonna preserve the rights of the 1%. Gonna make sure we get all the taxes. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit. Eat the rich. Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh. You guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now? Edgeworth, we're tearing him apart. Keep your head up, King. Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman. You mean Callisto, you? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? You owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean? Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help you. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you! Yay, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Isn't that great, Kay? Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. Even though he had completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? He forgot because he was overwhelmed by his rivalry to be the best detective partner to Edgeworth. The great thief Yatagarazu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Bryn Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. Oh, that's a word. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarazu. And the Yatagarazu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Oh god, this is all so confusing. I can only guess so many reveals in a game before my mind just can't work. Like, I'm allowed to have one breakthrough revolution per game with, I don't want to say which one it comes to mind, but I almost want to play Danganronpa on this stream so I can make references to that, but I can't. But I am saving. And I'm gonna chug some coffee real quick.